morning, ladies and gentlemen. We've invited first class, now we're inviting executive platinum, emerald, sapphire, and ruby. If those boards are written on your boarding card, please come forward for boarding. Also, I'd like to invite group number 1. Please, ladies and gentlemen, have your boarding cards out available. Group 1 is now boarding.
Hey, good day, everybody. Yeah, sorry to confuse you there, Talia. That's just the little intro video I have for the caravan. Well, welcome to Barbados. Today we're going to depart from here, continuing our cruise of the Caribbean islands, and we're going to head out towards St. Lucia, which is kind of west-northwest of here. Current winds, and I am on live weather. Current winds down here are 140 at 6, so we'll be taking off on the east runway. That's not what I wanted to put in the chat. Let's get it properly this time. There we go. So we're going to be taking off on runway 09. We're going to loop the island, get a look at it from the air, and then we're going to head out over the water, come in south of St. Lucia, and then we'll swing around and we're going to land on runway, I think it's 10. Yeah, 10. That is the plan. So we're going to taxi from here on, taxiway Alpha down to holding point Charlie, and we'll do an intersection departure. So we'll hop on board and get ourselves fired up. Okay, we're on board the aircraft. We'll get the fuel on. Turn the battery on. First avionics button up and running. So we can hit the cancel button on the alarm. We'll get rid of the inset there. We'll go to our CDI for that. Not that we're using it, but we're going to put in the route just as a reference. PDF winds option 3. And transponder VFR.
We'll
throw that on.
Okay.
All right, so we're ready to get the aircraft fired up. Prop is in the full back position. The throttle lever is back and fuel is in cutoff. So batteries are on. Come over here to the, try to read fuel pump. We'll go to on. Ignition is in normal, and we'll hit the start. There we go. Prop's coming up. We'll move the fuel up into low idle. That's good. She's coming online. So bring the starter off. Fuel pump to normal. And ignition is normal. Generators are on. Second avionics can come on. Make sure our lights are on. Get the barrow in. 1012. Should put it to about there. 2988. And our cruise level today is going to be 8,000 feet. So we'll dial in our altitude of 8,000. The engine finish warming up. And we'll come over here and we're going to go direct to, it is Tango. Zoom in so I can actually see this. Papa. I'll go backwards for that one. Oh, sorry, Tango Lima. Papa Lima. And Lima. And is that correct? View Fort, Aurora, that is correct. Alright, so enter and active. There is our. Of course, so we're going to fly out, we'll come up and around the island to the top, and then we'll head off towards our destination airport over in St. Lucia. Alright, so everything is sounding good. Aircraft is up and running. We can get our taxi light on. We're going to bring the mixture fully up. And we are ready to taxi. I'm going to make a swing around to the right here just to avoid the peoples. Hard on the brake here. Just trying to ease it around. There we go. We'll head down. We're going to backtrack on Alpha down to Charlie, as mentioned. So as I mentioned last time, I've been down here to Barbados before at this airport, and I have not been to St. Lucia. Although I used to work with somebody who was from there. Today we're, as always on this tour, we're flying the Bahamas Air colors, since we started out of the Bahamas, and that's where we're going to end up. Alright, so we can jump back in, make sure everything else is set. We'll get a little bit of panel lights up and going. Just watching where we're taxiing. She tends to want to drift to the left. Get the inertial separator out, get a little bit of lighting in here. There we go. Flaps 10 for takeoff. Not sure why she suddenly wants to pull to the left all the time. Long taxi down here. Obviously they get some pretty large airliners coming in. Why there's lights in the middle of the taxiway, I have no idea. Thank you, AutoGen, for that. Start to brake. This is Charlie here. I don't need to go all the way to the end. Yaw bug, yeah. Alright, so quickly put the brakes on so flaps are set. Propellers coming full forward. Get the landing lights on. Strobe lights are on. Route is set. And we are pretty good. Come off, we'll head out. The path is clear. good all around us. See, we're right down on the coast here. You can see the water off in the distance. All right, we are ready to go. Power coming up. There's the bug. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed's alive. It's 50 knots. 65, easing in a little bit of back pressure, and off we go. Alright, so we're going to fly runway heading. Of 090. 400 feet, flaps coming up. Trim it for climb. Autopilot on. We're in heading mode, and we will do flight level change and hold this airspeed. We're going to come back to 1800 on the props. I don't know why we're turning. I said heading hold. Try that again. We're going to be following the coast. Hold this time? Excellent. So this is the southeast coast. This is where you get some of the biggest waves coming in off the Atlantic Ocean here. And the place I stayed was somewhere in this area, not far from the airport. Actually, it might have been further back here. It was on the south coast. Very cool place to visit. Had a lot of fun there. But it's time to move on. It's very hilly once you get into the interior. As you can kind of see, looking out this way, very rugged and hilly down to the water. The Atlantic side has some pretty good cliffs. You get pounded pretty good by the waves. Again, we're going to head up along the coast here. And a nice look down. Very interesting, our Appleton rum is made here, so you can go do the tour. A pretty interesting tour of the distillery. Got the resorts everywhere along the coast. A lot of them on the calmer west coast, which faces inland to the Caribbean. Some local weather. It did say there was rain in the vicinity. Yeah, rain showers in the vicinity. Currently supposed to be having light rain in St. Lucia at the moment. So I'll have to see about that. We're still climbing up. It's 5,000 feet. And going for 8,000. The town of Bathsheba, and then some little villages and stuff up here, farms up on the northern tip. Looks like we're going to end up probably just bouncing through the tops of the clouds, if not just above. There's that rocky shoreline with some beaches. Wonderful look with the clouds over the island. We've got 1,000 to go. Set her up for cruise. We'll close in our separator. We'll turn the landing lights off. Recognition lights are on. So once we're up level, we're going to pull the prop RPMs back to 1700 for cruise, and we'll put the power in the bug. And that should be us all set. We're starting to level out. $100 feet to go. See the airspeed starting to increase. Just going to pull the props back. There we go, 1700, and we'll ease the power setting back so it's in the middle of the bug. And there we are. Should get up to about 150. And just as we come up to the north of the island. Beautiful view down onto the north tip of Bahamas. So we're going to start to make our turn. And we're going to turn due west and start heading towards St. Lucia. Get a good look at the rest of the island as we go. 270. And there we are. You see the spine of the highlands running down to the south there. Did a day's horseback trip. We went down here through the green, from about the middle of the island down to the Atlantic coast out here. Very cool day. This is Sutherland, the town of Sutherland, little port harbor. All right. So now that we're in a level flight, we can throw on a bit of music. Something in the background. Yeah, the sugar cane. I think that all goes towards the rum production, if I remember right. Someday tell you, I'm going to put that one in there for you. We'll see if I can get that one. It should be working. Come on, bot. Yeah, I think I actually stayed west of the airport, but I remember it was on the south coast. And I was there for a couple weeks. Very relaxing. Very cloudy out today. A lot of scattered cloud.
Give me the bottle.
Hey, Dark Fury's into the rum. Alright, we'll turn a little bit more to the north. Start heading up this way.
It's just common sense. A flexi line by Capital Direct allows you to
Bring the crate, yeah.
effectively and give you that financial peace of
We
mind. Think of it as securely
we're going for the
inside
we're going to be
all
passing
things
south of the island.
like that dream kitchen renovation. It's the smart
Although we'll probably run up to the island and
whether you could use 50,000, 1.5 million, or even
well, we'll fly over the southern part, and when we depart, I know we're going to be heading over the northern part of the island on the next one. So we'll fly over the southern part and then come in for the landing. It's not all that far away. It's a shorter hop today. And there goes Barbados in the background. So starting tomorrow is our new series on touring Norway, although we're starting south of Norway down in Denmark. But we're going to fly up the coast of Norway all the way to the top. So live time, live weather, should be interesting. We'll do it on multiplayer. And yeah, and then starting well, Wednesday will be our last of the Spitfire flights. And I've got another GA series lined up for after that, so we'll move into that one then. And then on Monday, because of the update and the possibility of things breaking, we'll do a little bit of a fun day. Fun flight, and we'll head to Thrustmaster Island and we'll go for a tour, see what's there, see what it looks like. Haven't been there yet myself, other than to load into the airport to make sure it's there. So I may fly the Pitts biplane on that one. Just haven't flown it yet, and it looks like fun. Should all be good. Alright, so power settings are good. And now we're just cruising along. And we're out here between islands. Love to take a sailboat out here. Do this in a sailboat. Hop between islands. That would be pretty cool. So we're 62 miles from the airport. Yeah, I know you were flying it on Gavin's I-95 flight the other day. That's what brought it to mind, because I haven't flown it yet, so I was kind of like, well, that could be an interesting one. I'm gonna say this music is rather interesting. Let's see what else I've got here. Fly the Pitts to Pittsburgh. The S2 is better? Okay. I'll remember the S2. Hey, Pat. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Yeah, I don't have a lot of... I can't even remember if I flew the pits when the sim first came out, so it'll be interesting. I know a couple guys that actually have pits and fly them, and they seem to enjoy them, so we'll give it a whirl, as it was. I'll have to get a map of the island and figure out all the things that are on it. Oh, while we're here, yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Still got the lingering cold, but it's not as bad as it was earlier in the week. Make sure the schedule comes up properly there. There we go. So for the Norway Tour, I'm doing it in the Twin Otter. Obviously, it's the new airplane. But the Caravan is a very good substitute if you don't have the Twin Otter. Flies at about the same speed, roughly, and fits a similar sort of role. So the Caravan is definitely a good option if you don't have the Otter, Twin Otter. Like I said, we're going to work our way from Denmark. I think we've jumped across from Denmark to Sweden and Sweden into Norway. And then we head all the way up to the top end of Norway. Should be pretty cool. You've got, oh, you had a cold too? Yeah. It was a real pain. It could be Talia. It could be, very much so, yes. To be honest, that's where I get a lot of my tour ideas from. So, as I was telling Pat, that a lot of the tours we do are actually Fly UK tours. Some of them I don't do as officially. Others I do log in and you hear me talk about the flight tracker and tracking for the virtual airline. That's why I'm actually doing the tour. What we're doing now is actually a Fly UK tour. So and unfortunately, once again, even with the big sign sitting right in front of me that tells me to start the tracker, I didn't do it. So I'm going to have to resolve that later. But yeah, some of the tours are, so they can be tracked as such if you're able to do them. Oh, did you? Yeah, you'll see the Route 66 one coming up on the channel shortly. Unfortunately, we're not going to be flying an aircraft that qualifies for it. Yeah, we'll be doing the Route 66 in general aviation aircraft. Well, I think after we do Norway, I think we're heading to Alaska to tour around Alaska and the Twin Otter. So, should be interesting. Hello, Gav. I'll tell you, you could probably hop your way up there, or just fly it from up there, you know, however you want to do it. We should start seeing the island coming into sight soon. We're not that far away. How are you today, Gav? Hope you're well. Nothing but open, well, I guess we're inside the outer islands, so nothing but the Caribbean Sea here. And somewhere up ahead is the island. So if we take a look at the weather, so this is an hour ago. Hopefully we'll get an update shortly. Yeah, I hope so too. It's a pain. Not too bad. Better than it was at the beginning of the week, but still struggling with a cold, but feeling better. So you can see by the forecast, winds are 050 at 11 knots, and there is light rain showers in the area with sort of low cloud, and it's turning to more moderate rain showers in the area, so we might get some weather when we come in. We're aiming just north of the capital city where the airport is, so it should be over here. We're going to come in just north of there, and we'll see how it goes. We're 30 miles out. Our GPS line is direct to the airport. But we're in heading mode, just using that line as a reference. Some dark clouds here. A little bit of thermal cumulus buildup. You can see it popping up here and there. Nick is starting to waste paper with his printer. She updated at the top of the hour, but we haven't got a new one yet, so it's due at any time. About 20 miles out, we'll start a descent. Platform altitude for the Arnov for runway 10 is, well, the initial approach fix is 3,000 feet, so we'll descend to 3,000 feet. We do have a mountain north of the airport, about 8 miles north. So we're gonna have to slip in. I think gliders are coming. I think that's one of the things they were talking about for this year, with helicopters next year, I think. So I think they're coming. I think, was it Christian was flying a helicopter or a glider at some point? So I think they might be starting to come in. I mean, if people can get helicopters going when the sim isn't set up for it, I'm sure they can get gliders working as well. I know you need a little bit more with thermals and air currents and stuff, but apparently they're modeled in the weather, so it should be working. Yeah, we're starting to see the island coming in on the synthetic vision, so it's down here. So we will go down to 3,000 feet. Let's get that all dialed in. It would be nice if you could do some of the high performance gliders and actually, and it's modeled enough, you get enough lift and everything that you can stay up for a couple hours. I used to tow gliders out of a place in south central Ontario, and there was a few guys that would leave in the morning and come back in the afternoon. They'd just be up soaring around go to Georgian Bay and around, and manage to come back down all in the heat of the summer. Pretty cool. And let's start to appear there. All right, so we're at 21.5 miles out. I'm gonna go flight level change. I'm just gonna bring back the power a bit, and we'll start a descent down to 3,000. Work her back to about a 400 to 500 foot per minute descent. It's 11 degrees out, not too worried about icing. You can see the island through the clouds there. Yeah, it's nice to have it on in the background while we're just cruising along. They're about 400 foot per minute descent rate. I'm 17 miles out from the airport. Throw on the landing lights as we're coming down into the clouds.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Hi, I'm interested in a loan. How are you different?
Well, traditional lenders focus on salary, credit scores, and length of employment, but we just look at the equity you have in your home.
Oh,
So do you own your home?
sure do.
You're approved!
It can't be that easy.
It's that easy. That's why tens of thousands of Canadians just like you have trusted us.
Alright, so we're going to turn a little bit further westward.
Go to alpinecredits.ca
300 degrees.
Some conditions apply.
Israel license 12616.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of light jazz. We'll bring the descent rate up a little bit to 500 or 600 feet. Just through 7,000 now. increase down to 1,000 foot per minute. And some wonderful view of the clouds. Can't see the island yet, although it is coming up directly in front of us. Well, there you can see it a little bit off to the left. About 290 degrees. Just trying to watch. There's definitely some high terrain here. And the MSA for this area is 5,200 feet, so you got to keep an eye out for where we are. That's us passing through MSA now. Looks like the rain has stopped. And our altimeter 1012 is all set. It's 4,600 coming into the clouds. See a little bit out there. It is. I'm watching where we are. We'll be fine. Looks like a few clouds at 2,500, broken clouds at 4,200, so we should be past. This is the broken clouds here that we're going through. Once we come out the bottom, there should just be a little layer underneath. It's 3,900. There we go. Starting to pop out of the bottom of the clouds there. There's the airport. The bottom southern tip of the island. There we are. There's that higher terrain off to the right there, and there's that little peak right in front of us, so we'll turn 180, just make sure we avoid that. It's 3,200 feet coming up. Bring the power back up, get ourselves leveled out. Very nice. There's the high ground there, a couple peaks over here. Some nice Caribbean flying. So we're going to come around and we'll be landing on runway 10. looking very nice. So 3,000 feet is the entry point into the Arnov Approach. We'll follow those altitudes, but we're going to be pretty much doing it as a visual approach. Definitely see the terrain there with the valleys and the roads going up the ridge lines. So the housing's on top of the ridges. Very much more rugged island than Barbados. So 105 degrees is the runway heading. Heading out to the inbound point. We could do this a lot closer in, but that's fine. All right. So we're going to tune in the VOR 112.4. Where's my nav radio? Nav 112.4. Put that on active. We're going to come over here. There's VOR 1 is set, and of course we want 105. That'll just bring us in, make sure we're properly aligned. Just gotta work the mouse wheel here, get this over. There we go, 104.5. ,3,000 feet. And then once we make the turn and we get ourselves lined up, we'll be descending down to 1,800 feet, which is where we want to be when we begin our descent. So we'll dial 1,800 in, so it's ready to go. There's Nick. Talia's behind us, and we're kind of in and out of the clouds again. So we're going to start working our way around. We'll go to 240 initially. .210. Now let's crank her right around. Get ourselves onto track. And take this to 105. We're turning inwards. So if we now go to nav mode, we should track the VOR. That's fine. We're gonna begin our descent down to 1800. And the VOR looks like it's aligned with the runway, so we should come out looking pretty good heading straight in. And once we level off at 1800, we'll start a little bit of a slowdown as well. Start getting ourselves set up and ready for the final descent. Start slowing down. Prop fully forward. About 4 miles to our descent point. So props are fully forward, engines fully forward. Inertial separator open, everything is set there. Lights are on. We are good. So we're at 1800, speed's coming back. Hold it at about 120 until we get ready for our descent. It's right at the top of flap extension range. So we're going to want to be descending at around 600 feet per minute for that 3-degree angle. $2,500 is the go around. And go around's just a straight out departure right over the water on the other side. And we'll be hand flying the approach. Airport's dead ahead. Slightly obscured by the clouds. We've got about 2 miles to go before we begin our way down. Well, 5.5 miles out actually. So we've got a mile and a half to go before we start down. I can see the runway now. Everything's looking good. 1 mile to go. Given the location of the runway and the VOR and everything, that's going to be pretty much about there. So we'll take the autopilot off. I'm going to bring the power back. Get that descent started. We want about, like I said, about 600 feet per minute. First notch of flaps going out. Speed starting to come right back. We're gonna trim for 80 knots. Notch 2. Alright, so trimmed for about 80 knots, 78 or so. We're a little high, we got 4 whites, so we're going to bring back the power. Let her start coming down at a faster rate. We'll watch the lights, make sure we stay lined up. A little bit more, we want to get down to that glide slope. The proper glide path anyway. So we're 800 feet. 700. Airport elevation is 11 feet. Runway elevation is 11 feet. That's fine. I'm going to follow it all the way down. When we land, we're going to depart to the left. Alright, looks like we got 3 reds, 1 white, so a little bit of power. Flatten out our descent rate. 500 to the water. There's 4 reds, we're too low. A little bit of power. There's 3 reds, 1 white. Slightly low. Now I'm ignoring the PAPI lights, I'm just focusing on the touchdown zone. Trying to hold it centered in the windshield without it moving. That means I'm flying towards it. Speed's good. Touchdown zone is where I want it. Speed up. Looking down to the end of the runway. Slight flare. Bring the power back. And we are down. A little bit of power just to keep us rolling so the guys can come in from behind. We're going to get off at Taxiway Bravo, which is just up ahead. This one that's closed. This one here. Let's get us around. Doesn't want to get around sometimes. Alright, flaps are up. Landing lights are off. Prop is back to fine pitch. Welcome to St. Lucia, everybody. Here's our guide. Looks like he dropped his wand. And here we are. So parking brake is set. Props are back. That's good. Inertial separator can go in now. Kill the fuel. Fuel pumps off. Avionics are off. Nice and normal. Generators are fine. And the battery is off. Kill all the lights. And here we are. Very nicely done, everybody. Very nicely done. Let's get a nice view. So here's the gang. Welcome to St. Lucia. Oh, did I get your ground crew? That's good. Well, thank you very much for flying. We will see you in the next one, which is tomorrow when we start our Norway tour. Hope you enjoy. Join us, Caravan or Twin Otter, your choice. And we will see you there. Thanks for flying. Let me, just before we go, for anyone that's watching, if they want to join in, all my flights are open to everybody. They're either multiplayer flights or VATSIM flights. Information can be found on the Discord, which I am throwing up in the chats right now. You're free to come in and join. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and all that fun stuff as well. Come on, bot. Throw it up. I think the bot fell asleep. Ah, there it is. So I'll throw this over on the Twitch chat as well. Thanks for coming out once again. Have a great day. We'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.